Hi, I'm Jim White. I was very intrigued by Brendan's invitation for us to put together a videotape and share 3 success principles that I've used that have helped me achieve more. I guess because I hadn't really thought about it until now. But what I've come up with is something that I've called through the years pulling prosperity out of thin air. Now, it's magic, all right, but it's not a trick. And I'll share my 3 success fundamentals with you in just a second. But first, I want to give you a little bit of background on me. My company, Jim White Media, is a company designed to put together strategic marketing for big clients. We do content development and also special events. We create the largest food and wine event in the Southwest every year called Savor Dallas. Now, I'm not going to kid you, being an entrepreneur over the last 15 years and going through the market that we've been through, 2008 through about now, hasn't been easy. Lots of ups and downs. But it's these fundamentals that I think that I've used again and again that got me from a point 15 years ago where, after spending most of my adult life in major market radio and television, I got tired of swimming with the sharks and decided it was time for me to embark on that road less travel, if you'll pardon the mixed metaphor, so that I could follow my dreams. So what are those success principles? Well, they're pretty simple. Number 1, show up. You'd be surprised. That's half the battle. Now, I mean show up prepared, show up focused, show up with the goal in mind, know what you want the outcome to be before you walk into that meeting. And showing up on time doesn't cut it, because that's late for most business people, particularly people who work in the Asian time zones. You want to also show up and be calm and focused and not be rushing in from a traffic jam and twittering and texting and just being all over the place. Be right there with that person you're sitting with. Number 2, listen first. You know, it's been said that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. It's better to listen twice as much as we talk. And so find out what that person wants. What are their needs? What are their wins? How can you help them? Because once you've listened to what they need first, then you can formulate a very successful way to come to a conclusion, come to an agreement, come to a partnership, whatever you're working on with them, and make it, of course, for the highest good of all concerned. Okay, number 3, this is probably the most important. Follow through. Be a person of your word. Hopefully you've under-promised and over-delivered, because if you've done it the other way around, you're not going to wow them. But if you say, well, I can get that to you in 2 weeks, and you get it to them in 1 week, that'll be impressive. This is where you can also get creative. You think of ways to follow through with these people that, it may seem really old-fashioned to you, but do you send thank you notes, handwritten notes? You know how few people get of those? And when they get them, they're so impressed. Simple things like that will show that you mean business. Drop your follow-up presentation off in person. Don't just stick it in the mail or email it to them. And speaking of email, maybe you send a video email instead of just the regular 3 or 4 lines with your signature at the bottom. Maybe it's a teleconference instead of a phone conference when you follow through. So just remember that if you'll show up, if you'll listen first and then follow through, those are the fundamentals that'll get you to success. I mean, it's just like football. It's that kind of fundamental preparation that leads to first downs and touchdowns. And it's the same in life and business. Well, those are my 3. I hope to see you in Santa Clara. Thank you, Brendan, for the invitation and the challenge. It was an interesting exercise. Look for more on me, JimWhiteMedia.com. And until then, be well.